One of our favorites in the game, the always eclectic, always entertaining Joe Maddon. First and foremost, you got James Dean in the background, so this is perfect. Yep. Joe, you've always been an iconoclast. Is Rebel Without a Cause one of your favorite movies all time?
Well, it's hard to watch in the beginning, but absolutely, because I did sit down and watch it, really. And yeah, Mr. Dean was outstanding. He actually shares the same birthday as I do, not the same year, but the same date. So I've always been a big fan. My sister found these things in her secondhand shop a couple years ago. I got Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, and they're on. That's my set. This is my Zoom set.
Hey, Joe, I was thinking the other night, we got blasted with a snowstorm here in the Northeast, and I was watching the Weather Channel, and they're just saying, watch out for Hazleton, Pennsylvania. First thing I thought of was Joe Maddon. Joe, did it come down buckets?
The epicenter of the universe, Hazleton, PA. It did. 12 to 18 inches. I'm looking at it right now. It's still out there pretty good. The temperatures have been pretty cold. It's magnificent. I mean, when you're a kid, you think you remember this happening every winter a couple times, the sleigh riding that occurred, you know, having to walk to get to the grocery store, stuff like that. It's outstanding. I took out the Tahoe and drove it around through some snowbanks the other night. It was fun.
Let's say, Joe, you're going to be pro shoveling, right? Like, when I shovel snow, it reminds me of my youth growing up in Canada. Dan hates it. Grew up in Gary, Indiana. He goes, enough of this. But I like the fact you embrace the white stuff.
Well, I do. And I did. I shoveled a little path out to my bird feeder, so I made sure I had that filled up for the guys and the ladies. And out front, yeah, we actually, somebody came by and helped me out, so I have to admit to that. But I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed. I will shovel some snow.
Joe, you looking forward to spring training 2021?
Of course. We've been talking to the coaching staff a lot. We've done a weekly Zoomer pretty much since the end of the season until now. So we've been on the same page with everything. Perry walks in the door, he hits the ground running. He and I talk nearly every day. I think we finished pretty well last year. I mean, the first month was not so good. We had a tough time with the pen. We got better. And going into this camp, now we have that full camp, hopefully, to get everything back and situated. That first camp last year, we were really good. Like a lot of people, that time down hurt us. But yeah, listen, it'll be exciting to get back. Hopefully we get back to as normal as possible. But yeah, we're all eager to get that done.
Shohei Ohtani is such an electrifying player, Joe. Unfortunately, it was a tough 2020. I know he wasn't at full health, but what are your projections for Shohei as far as hitting, potentially pitching? How's it looking?
Yeah, he's doing well, first of all. He's been working out and he's feeling really good. I haven't spoken to him personally, but I've texted with Ipe, his guy, his interpreter, and our training staff have seen him. That's something we have to figure out, you know, how exactly to proceed with this. I know if we were to talk to Shohei, he's going to want to do both, which is fine. But I want to hear it from him. I want to hear where he's at. I think, too many times in today's game, we're always trying to interfere with an athlete's opinion of what they should be doing. And I never want to interfere with anybody's greatness. So I think that it'd be wise that Perry and I, and then the coaches sit down, talk to Shohei, get Ipe in the room so we get nothing's left in the translation, and try to figure out where he's at, what he feels like, what's best for him, what's best for us, and then make a plan and stay with it going into next season. So nothing has been written down yet, but it will be.
Joe, you've been a baseball lifer, minor leagues with the Angels. You've managed some great baseball players, won it all in 2016 with the Cubs. Mike Trout, is he better than you even thought he was?
Well, I thought he was pretty good from the beginning. I was actually politicking for him to be the logo for MLB, like Jerry West is. I thought Mikey should have been that even before I got there. I see it on a daily basis. The guy is so strong, and he's so fast, and he's so nimble, and he's a baseball player. He's not just this hulk of a man. He's a really good baseball player with a really wonderful instinctive baseball mind. So it's total package. He's eager to learn continually, and still you're going to see some stuff you haven't seen out of him to this point. He's that good. He's that strong. He's that motivated. So, yeah, listen, I want a regular season with the guy and see what that looks like too.
Love the offseason pickup so far from Perry and Jose Iglesias, terrific, obviously defensive player, and he had a good year offensively. Raisel Iglesias will help that bullpen, Joe. What's it going to take to get Enrique Iglesias to sing the anthem? We'll get all three
We're working on it. We're working on it. Actually, we're just thinking maybe like assistant to the bench coach, something like that. Listen, I think Perry's done a wonderful job hitting the ground running. Also, Claudio, the left-hander, don't forget him. He's going to be a big part of that bullpen mix, too. We need to still augment the starting pitching. I think depth is going to be the key word for this entire season for every organization. not just us playing 60 games last year. The expectation or hope that you're going to play 162, that's quite a physical demand on guys that just played a third of that last year, nearly a third. So depth, we have to really be aware of depth on this major league team that's there every day, as well as what you have in your minor league system. So to me, Perry and I have been talking about this constantly. I love what he's doing. I love what he's thinking. So depth is the key word.
Joe, you coached a while in the Angels minor league system. Did it feel like when you took this job, it was kind of a homecoming, going back to kind of where it all started for you?
Of course, it did. People have no real strong understanding of that, but I signed 75 out of Boulder, Colorado, played minor leagues 3.5 years, almost 4. 3 of them with the Angels, coached from 81 and scouted from 81 to 2005, left in 6. All those guys that came up the 2002 World Series team had been a big part of the development of that group prior to that, right down to the programs that we ran in the 80s and 90s. There I was the field coordinator, and they gave me a lot of autonomy with all that. So when I came back, it's going back to Hazleton High, it's going back to Lafayette College, it's going back to all those places that are really near and dear to my heart. Now it's time to win our second World Series out there. I'm really motivated, eager, excited about all that. But to get back, Artie, Johnny, and now you got Perry there, and the guys that have been there from the past. I like what we're doing. I know there's not a lot of stir with us right now, but believe me, if you look at that last month and how well we played, to build off of that with a couple more additions this year, I'm really excited about that.
Joe, for a guy who's as articulate as you are, as thoughtful as you are, as well-read as you are, your mantra was rather simple with the Cubs, but really caught on. Try not to suck. Where did that stem from?
That's to not embarrass yourself. Every professional, all of us, when you get out there, you have to, you can get up there, be a starting pitcher, the catcher, or even, when you play quarterback in football, there's Rossi, you don't want to embarrass yourself. So Rossi and I were talking in the dugout one day, and we developed the thought, and you're just trying not to suck every day. So from that, and then Javi comes in. Javi sit down in my office, in that little office at Wrigley, and I'm just laying it out for him a little bit. And I said, brother, by the way, when you walk out of this room, I just want you to remember one thing: try not to suck. And that's where it really, he got giggled, he laughed, and all that kind of good stuff. And that's where it really caught on. It's about it's the primal instinct of any professional when you're out there to perform. To not embarrass yourself and to try not to suck.
It's well said. One last favor, Joe. You've been great. Can you just pan the camera? I just want to be able to see Marilyn Monroe because some like it hot. So can you just adjust? There we go. All right, beautiful. There she is.
Wait, I'm not done. Okay, there you go. Right?
Sending hearts aflutter all over the nation.
Done it for many, many years.
Great stuff, Joe, as always. Happy holidays.
Okay, guys, thanks for having me on.